Hello, beautiful beings. It's Katerina here. I want to greet you like this. You don't need to have tissues. Not every live streams we're going to cry together. But you know what? This is the real stuff. We cry, we laugh, we hug each other when going gets really tough. And we just approach the life with this acceptance, willingness to let everything in, deeply. When it hurts, you just feel the hurt. When it's funny, you're funny until you your stomach hurts, right? I'm gonna wait until everybody joins you guys, and I have a lot of really, really strong energy, but it's energy of liberation. When you transmute heavy emotions. Yesterday, guys, was so just deep. Wasn't bad, it was just really deep. And when you don't run from challenging emotions, you transmute them, then you come on the other side with this new spaciousness in your heart, new spaciousness in your mind, And I dressed up for you guys to bring color into your world. This is going to be raw, real, transparent. This is the style. I welcome you guys. I'm a little bit early. I told you it's 1 o'clock. So I just want to, have a little bit of time to greet you. I want to do a little meditation with you together, like 5 minutes if you guys up for it. And then just share with you a few human lessons. Guys, last month, I've got a boatload of human lessons that taught me humility, that taught me patience, that taught me compassion for my fellow human beings. And this is the whole reason why I do these live streams, you guys, is to share, to shine the light on the path. And even though we all have different gifts, we all have different life path, right? Michaela says, thank you for dressing up for us. Thank you for appreciating. Thank you, sweetheart. Yeah, you guys, you know what? It's just all part of it. This life, I think it's all about finding that joy, no matter where you're at, no matter which extreme life presents you with, right? And you guys, you can hear me okay, right? Welcome. I love seeing you, beautiful people. Welcome, you guys. This is a powerful topic about transparency. Transparency. I just did a really good, amazing podcast with my fellow conscious entrepreneur, Ronnie Landis. If Ronnie is going to watch, Ronnie, thank you so much. Thank you for checking the sound, you guys. Really appreciate that. Yeah, I've been on podcasts. I've been on 4 podcasts this week, and it's so incredible to see leaders opening up a real topic, a real conversations. You guys, not just like painting this pretty display like a peacock. We are so much more real with each other now. And you guys, I love to hear your authentic questions, to hear your authentic voice, because then, we can really grow from experiences that we go individually. So you know what I mean? The reason why I want to peel the curtain, I want to share with you my human moments, so maybe my human moments can help you deepen your discernment. And maybe not to go to this path, because I already been there, trailblazed it, and I'm like, guys, don't go here, let's try this way. Anyway, that's the intention. I'm sharing human moments, and I'm sharing you guys the real part of the journey. So this is topic about the transparency, and I want to share with you guys a little meditation. Are you guys up for that? Maybe 5 minutes. It's a centering ritual that I do when the shit hits the fan. When the shit hits the fan, you lean on your spirit like you've never done before, And I was talking to a good friend of mine, and her name is Tracy Hamilton. She's from England. We've known each other 2 video calls. That's it. But the soul connection is so deep. So she shared with me a process, and I'm going to pass it on to you guys. Whenever you feel a difficult emotion, you can imagine it's like whenever you feel deep pain. So maybe it was cramps that you feel, maybe you stub your toe. You know, when you like, if you don't run away from pain, if you zoom in on the pain, if you can imagine finding a point in the pain, if you can pour your intention and your consciousness into it, what happens, you go through the experience so much more faster. You extract the wisdom faster, right? So you guys, I play with that not only with the physical discomfort that I feel, but also with the emotional. This is the power of true alchemy. You know, you guys, so like yesterday, this heavy emotion hit me. And instead of numbing, avoiding, pretending it's not there, getting myself busy, right? Kind of armoring up, I just let that pain, emotional pain, pierce through my heart. And I would find the eye of the discomfort, and I would go straight into it. So I wanted to share with you guys this process, and I think it will be good to ground together, right? At any point of the day, you can do this process, you guys. I'll guide you through it. So you can close your eyes if it helps you. It always helps me because I go within and no distractions external. So you can close your eyes so you can keep them open. Let's just unite our energy through breath. We're only going to spend 3 minutes on this, but it's going to really, really surprise you, I believe. So close your eyes or keep them open. Let's take a deep breath together, uniting our energy through the breath. And we can take a breath in on the count of 4. Imagine we do this together. And hold on 4. And exhale. We're just going to repeat this a couple of times. Inhale. Hold. And exhale. And one more time. And exhale. And now imagine that you have a pulsating golden light in the middle of your heart with your intention. You see that golden light. And imagine through this golden light, you see a thread. It's a thread. It looks like a cord. And it's a red, rich red color cord that goes from your heart all the way down to the center of the earth. This is the grounding cord that you can visualize at any point of your day. Imagine through your intention, you plug in into the center of the earth. And you begin to feel your connection with the earth. You begin to feel your roots. You begin to feel your ancestors. You begin to feel your tribal lineage. You begin to feel everybody who came before you. And through the gratitude for the lineage that came before you, you begin to unite your energy with the energy of the earth. You begin to remember that the earth always provides exactly what you need. And you feel grounded and rooted and supported. So this is always the first part of the process, of the grounding process. And the reason we use the color red, it's the power center of the first chakra, the tribal color red. So now you feel more rooted. Imagine there is a pillar of light entering through the top of your head. This is the light of your higher self begins to come down through your body, and your spine just opens up because you open to the frequency. And you begin to run this beautiful purifying light through your vertical channel. At the same time, feeling deeply rooted to your ancestors. And the point of intersection of the white light and the crown and the root is your heart. And with every breath, your heart begins to open and open and open. And you remember you lack nothing. And in the state of openness, I invite you to find a place in your heart. A place in your heart where you feel deeply authentic, where you feel yourself. Because the moment we come into this reality, we are being told to be who we are not. The moment we come into this reality, we're being taught that we are not enough. We have to be somebody else to protect, to survive, to defend, to fight, to compete. And I invite you to breathe into this confusion. Breathe into this exhaustion that comes from being who you're not. And I invite you to breathe into the transparency of your heart, this deep sense of authenticity where you have nothing to hide and nothing to prove. And I want you to register that emotion in your body right now. This is your sacred garden of your soul. And you can come back to that garden anytime where you forgot your true nature. Anytime you're about to have a difficult conversation or making a difficult choice or challenging decision, you can come back to that authentic place in your heart where you remember who you truly are. And from that place of alignment, you will take the action, not before. And I want you to imagine that you give yourself a hug right now, energetic hug. You can hold your hands, you can give yourself a hug. The body doesn't know the difference. The body just wants to receive your loving touch. And while you're giving yourself a hug, I invite you to repeat after me, quietly in your mind or out loud. I honor the wisdom of my heart. I choose to live transparently. I choose to be true to my heart. I choose to be true to my essence. I forgive myself for believing that I have to be somebody that I am not. I forgive myself for believing into illusion that I am not enough. I take my power back. I cancel and clear the effects of any negative projections of others and of myself. I take my power back. I stand boldly in my authenticity. I choose to walk in the purity of my heart. And so it is. And when you're ready, just shake it all off. Oh, you guys are still here. Mm-hmm. Mm. Transparency. Nothing to hide. Nothing to prove. I will answer your questions, you guys, the ones that you asked. And I'm so glad. I'm so glad, you guys. Rebecca says, how do you choose what to be transparent about? Absolutely, you guys. Let's dive in. Let's dive in transparency. And transparency is actually, if you guys follow the Gene Keys or human design, it's transparency is in my soul codes. You know, it's when I am in my higher self, I am nothing but transparency. And when I'm in my shadow state, I am the opposite of that, you know? So I'm really watching that. What really builds trust with people is transparency, where you have nothing to hide, nothing to prove, and you continually commit to purifying your intentions, purifying your agendas, because you guys, agendas sneak up on us, you know, and it's something to really watch, And with the vision that I feel for where we're moving as collective, right? We're moving to this collective transparency. We're moving into a radical authenticity, you know, where you just stay, your only commitment is to stay true and to stay true to your process. No matter if people understand who you are and what you choose to do or not, you stay true to you. And my darlings, the reason why I am really just obsessed with these leading teachings like human design and the gene keys, because when they came to me, when I discovered them, it was the first teachings that gave me permission to really honor who I am, even if it doesn't make sense to anybody around me, you know? And it just really just taught me that every single person has a unique energetic blueprint. You have a unique energetic blueprint for success in business, leadership, and relationships. And if you simply try to copy what I do or to copy how I live, or doesn't matter, I am just as an example right now, or somebody else in your life that you maybe look up to or admire, and if you try to almost like fit that mold, you will have a disappointment. And that's why ultimately the ultimate teaching for me, you guys, is to empower every person to trust their own wisdom, to trust their own gifts, to trust their own direction in life, right? And any teacher can just help you to create the space in your life and to create the space in your mind to see your own wisdom, to see your own greatness, you guys. And this is what I see again and again. Yeah, Cheryl says, if they don't resonate, it's not for them. Absolutely, absolutely. And it's all about meeting people where they at, you guys, you know, meeting people where they at. But transparency, there is a power in transparency, you guys. There is a power in transparency. Transparency helps build trust. And especially in leadership, especially in business, it is so, so crucial, you know? It's so crucial to really peel out the curtains and say, you know what? I am human, and sometimes I lose my way, and sometimes things are messy, you know, like I was sharing with you guys yesterday. And the mindset that I'm looking through at any experience right now is how this experience serves the whole. So you may often hear me, I refer to the collective, right? Meaning the collective consciousness in the world. And when I say the whole, meaning the benefit of the whole, think about the beehive or how the ants live. You know, they're insects, right? But we can actually learn so much from insects, because how much in deep harmony they live. You guys, deep harmony they live. They have a collective mind. And as a humanity, we're moving towards, this is the vision, this is where we're moving towards. So as leaders, oftentimes we're going to be given these initiations, you guys, that do not make sense to logic. And the reason we're being given them is so the whole collective benefits from our experience. So whenever I go through an experience that looks like loss, that looks like disappointment, that looks like a major epic failure, and I will talk about one of my recent failures and how to find beauty in the failure. When you process your emotions, when you ground yourself, when you speak transparently with other visionaries about your experience, people who can actually understand your path, right? Don't overwhelm people who cannot grasp what you're going through. It's okay, meet them where you are. That's why I always recommend find your inner circle and really build these deep, transparent relationships with people on your level who can understand your path. But you guys, now that I'm asking, how is my experience benefit the whole? because that's ultimately what we're here for. You know, what we're here for. Transparency builds trust. Transparency builds compassion towards ourselves, right? And transparency is an integral part of the feminine leadership. Feminine leadership is on the rise, you guys. And I see a lot of women right here, a lot of women. And we are being called to rise. We're being called to lead. And my dear women, and I honor the men who are here. You guys, thank you for your presence. Thank you for holding this space. But what I'm here to kind of remind us, women, we're here to lead with transparency. You know, it doesn't make you weak when you reveal your humanity. And you guys, how I understand the journey of female feminine leadership is how Marianne Williamson talked about it. She has this incredible book called A Woman's Worth. A Woman's Worth. If you haven't read it, I really recommend you guys. And she talks about the journey that a woman takes from a slave girl to a queen. Any woman begins as a slave girl, you know? She doesn't know that she has any power. She only knows that she has to suppress her voice, sell her power, or seduce to take what she needs, right? Slave mentality. And I spent, you know, my life, the early 30s, as a slave girl mentality, you know, where it's all based on trade. You know, how can I take? I have the beauty, I have the intelligence, how I take what I need, or how I sell what I have in order to get what I need. And it was a crucial part of the process, you guys, because from the slave girl, you go into the princess in the tower, where you wait to be rescued. You sit in the tower, you wait to be rescued. You say, where is my prince? Right? Or where is my king? Comment yes if you agree. Comment yes if you guys been through this process. So you're tired of waiting, right? Or you, by the law of attraction, you're going to attract other people who also be trying to be rescued and also waiting for the savior. Eventually you say, screw this. I am done waiting. I'm going to develop my skills and I'm going to go in the battle and I'm going to liberate myself. Enter Amazon woman. That's the stage of Amazon woman. So the Amazon woman is when a woman goes from being feminine to going completely masculine, becoming really, really masculine, right? She's a warrior woman. Guys, that was like, I would say, good 8 years of my life, you know? From the age of 23 to like 32, Amazon woman. And powerful stage of life, But, you know, it comes to an end because eventually with your evolution, you realize there is no need to fight between the masculine and the feminine. You begin to heal the split within. So any kind of a battle of the feminine and the masculine we see outside is just a reflection on the inside. So you begin this healing process from an Amazon woman. You begin to heal your dynamic of masculine and the feminine. And this queen, this inner queen begins to rise from your heart. And there's this benevolent queen, right? And you begin to see leadership as an honor and responsibility. And you don't know any other way but to lead with transparency and compassion. Transparency and compassion. You guys resonate with this. Let me take a look at your comments, you guys. Yeah, and then there is a process of integration, my darlings, where you begin to honor these different parts of you. Like I honor my Amazon woman. I honor my warrior. I honor, there's a part of me, right, that used to be the slave girl. I honor her and I say, thank you for teaching me that lesson, right? And so you begin to honor these different parts of you, but you're leading with this, you become more clear which part of you can bring forth at any point of your leadership. That's what I'm realizing, you guys. What do I know? that's what I'm finding on the path, that you identify these different aspects of you, and you give them names, and you just begin to kind of welcome them and bring them out when they need it in your leadership, right? But you guys, when it comes to transparency, it's so powerful, because right now that we're going through such massive shifts and such massive upgrades, the strategies that used to work may not work for you anymore. And this is what I talk about, being transparent with your process. You know, what worked for you in even 5 months ago may not work for you now. And it's okay, because you're going through the process of discovering a new way of approaching things, a new way of softening into the trust of your heart, and new ways of asking for support, and new ways to collaborate with other leaders, right? You guys, I'm realizing the time of the lone wolf when it comes to leadership doesn't work. And there is a beauty in letting go of what used to work for you. A beauty in letting go of that. So my darlings, I had many, many human moments. This is the part of when I tell you a story, a brief story. Have you guys seen me promote and share about Kauai retreat, right? You guys seen me promote and share. And I am here to share with you guys that it's not happening in October as I hoped and prayed and wished and visualized and worked my tail off to make it happen. This was the problem, right? And I made executive decision to move it to February. If life will support it, it will happen. This was a very interesting experience that taught me a lot of humility, you guys. I had to really look deep, because I went deeply into disappointment. You know, it was 5 months of holding that vision and working on it. And when the time came in September, the energy wasn't moving, you guys. And I've led 2 big events this year. And this was supposed to be a 3rd event. And I'm sharing with you this human, raw, real experience that maybe you about to do your event, or maybe you launched something and it didn't happen. What do you do with it? What do you do with the energy of disappointment? This is the reason why I want to share with you my process. Because the worst thing is when we hide when things don't go well, and we begin to feel shame about it, like you did something wrong. I want to shine the light on that. I want to say everything that happens in your leadership teaches you incredible lesson, you guys. So after 2 events, this was supposed to be my 3rd one. And you guys, I've learned so many lessons. I felt the energy wasn't moving, and I tried to use all my willpower just to break through it. But I know the energy. I know when the energy is moving and the doors are opening and it's just, you're in alignment, or when the energy is just blocked and you're banging your head against the wall trying to make it happen. And that would be the last thing I wanted to bring to that event, you guys. I know the energy that you start a project with is very, very important. So if you start with force, if you start with, I have to make it happen, it's just going to bleed through entire experience, and you will force it, you will make it happen, but you're going against the stream, and I saw it on every single level, you guys. I saw it, and I went through a lot of stress with this event. There were 2 weeks I was so attached to the vision, you guys. I would wake up every day for 2 weeks with crazy itch, like my body was itching from stress. I think I've got like 10 gray hairs. I stopped after 2 weeks of that madness. And I said, Katerina, what are you trying to prove? What are you trying to prove? That you just can make things happen because you're so strong? But why? How does this benefits collective? that you're so stressed and so out of your power. And the surrender began. Surrender began, you guys. And when you go through that transparency, this is where I lean into transparency, because I had to make calls. I had to talk to people who already joined the retreat. And I had to have this conversation, be like, I'm so sorry to disappoint you. You know, I had people who bought tickets to the event. Can you guys imagine? This is the responsibility of leadership, that you will be required to step in the radical unknown and to launch a vision. And sometimes the collective will benefit from what you perceive as failure. And you guys, and I got to see it, and I had this huge insight, and I said, Katerina, what if this failure will create a ripple of transformation for the collective in so much more powerful way than you just leading an event? Because I can guarantee you, I know personally, people who announced visions, who launched them, and they didn't work out for some reason, and they can't get over the shame. They assign meanings to it, you know, something is wrong, something is going, and I'm here to share with you guys. Laugh about this, you know, bring humor to it. See the attachment. I got to see my attachment to the vision. You know, I got to see my attachment to, oh my God, it has to go this way. It has to, let me look through your, thank you, Anne. You says, I love your truth. Thank you, my dear. Guys, I can't keep going on this path unless I'm radically transparent, unless I am here to share with you that the path, how I figure out things, is I figure out what doesn't work, you know, and really trusting the redirection, really trusting that when the spirit moves you, every delay is God's blessing. And when you're in the thick of it, it's really hard to see the blessing. You want to protect the reputation. You want to protect the image. And I don't want to do that anymore. You know, I want to step into this radical openness and say, transparency builds trust. Transparency builds trust. And you know, what a beautiful conversations I had with people who joined my program, and we figured things out. We created different arrangements. And you know what they told me? They said, Katerina, anything you do, I'm in your corner. You know, any event you're going to do, I'm going to be there. And because I trust you. There is a bigger picture. There is a bigger plan. There's a bigger divine alignment, you guys. And it really moved me, because transparency always wins. People are watching you, not only how you show up when you move mountains, but how you show up when you're in a deep valley, when you're in a deep surrender. People are watching. Double attention. Double attention, my loves. So here we are. If life supports Kauai retreat, you guys, we'll do it in February. And here's the announcement, you guys. Those who wanted to come and your schedule couldn't work for October, I'm gonna announce how you can join and how we can make it happen if life supports it. Any event I'm gonna do from this moment on, you guys, you will hear me say, if life supports it. Because that was the biggest humbling lesson for my ego. Sometimes life will support a project, and sometimes life will redirect you so you get a deeper teaching. And the meaning you assign through the experience is where your wisdom comes. When you get unexpected news, you will find yourself between these two things, one called hurt and another called wisdom. And there is a gap between the hurt and the wisdom. This comes to Greg Barron, who wrote The Power of Prayer, who wrote Divine Matrix. So good, you guys. You still here? Can anybody tell me how long I've been going? Are you guys with me still? Are you still with me? So between the hurt and wisdom, And imagine it's like a full spectrum of experience. News hit you, like I had to change my retreat. I had to change the dates. I chose to change it. I chose to surrender to the redirection. It hurt, guys. It hurt me financially. It hurt me through, it just hurt. It just hurt, you guys. And I was feeling my hurt. I knew the wisdom would come. And I was going through this oscillation, you know, hurt, wisdom. And what helped me to get to the wisdom is transparency. Transparency, where I say I have nothing to hide. I have nothing to prove. It doesn't mean anything unless I decide to assign meaning to it. Because when you go through failure, you guys, the funny thing how the brain works, the brain will zoom in on this one experience that didn't go well. And 3 years of your success, or 4 years, or a decade of all the things that you've done fantastically, they disappear like poof. And all you see is like, wow, everything is just, this is disappointment. And I love what Richard Rudd says, the author of The Gene Keys. He says, failure is an illusion. Because if you go through experience that feels like failure, the only way you can fail, if you fail to see beauty in disappointment. I only fail if I fail to see beauty in disappointment. I only fail if I fail to see beauty in being radically transparent. I only fail if I fail to see the wisdom of the bigger plan. When the rug goes underneath my feet, right? It's time to fly, baby, like a flying rug, right? But if I cry that the rug is under my feet, I forget that I have wings. And my wings open when I'm in radical transparency, my loves. So what I'm here to testify is I am so much closer to my clients right now. You know, I'm so much closer because of that radical transparency. And, you know, I'm so much closer to you even right now. I feel you guys, I'm closer to you. I energetically feel closer to you because I have nothing to hide and nothing to prove. Life will support what life will support. And this is the wisdom that I've extracted through this experience, darling. Transparency makes us feel human. I'm here to testify that any leader you may admire, any leader that you respect, that leader also has moments of not knowing, of being lost, being confused, being tired, being disoriented. And when the leader is transparent about it, you guys, then you can relate. Can you relate to me deeper right now? Type in the comments. Yes, yes, you guys. And it's through the wisdom, you know, I share a lot about gene keys and human design, my darlings, because, you know, who knows human design? I'm a 6th line in human design, which is my path as of a teacher. And how I teach through my experience. You know, I will throw myself into the ring of fire. Smell the smoke of my wings. Like, I think my wings are on fire. And I come back and I'll be like, hey guys, I've been through this ring of fire and this is what I've learned. And this is what I've learned. This is how I teach you guys. Everything in my business is going through a massive change, my darlings. Everything in my business, you know, and I celebrate. There's this new book that is in me. I am pregnant with this new book. It's a transparent leadership book. And you guys, I had an insight yesterday that if I ever write about success, it's going to be one sentence. My secret to success is that I've is that I learned to trust change. My secret to success is that I learned to trust change. Change is for evolution, darlings. Change is always for evolution. And the path, the path that I am on, and if you log it in, you connect, you understand that change is always for evolution, my darlings. And when change happens, it often happens abruptly. And it's disorienting, right? It's disorienting. That's why I'm here to share with you the tools, the mindset, the perspective, how you can lean in to something that is unchangeable, which is who you really are, your essence. Your essence is unchangeable, And you guys, change is for evolution. Change is for evolution. And the more we trust change, the more we feel rooted into something that cannot change, which is who we truly are. Who we truly are. And my darlings, you will see me share with you, I feel deep call to let go of my ideas. I already did this, you guys. Letting go of my ideas, who I'm here to serve. Because this is old identity, old Katerina that was deciding who I'm here to serve. I am here to listen to the Spirit moment to moment and continue purifying my channel, to be the channel for grace, to be the vessel, to be the empty vessel for the transmission to come in who it's needed. I feel in my heart to begin offering these offerings for the collective, you guys. At least once a month, I will show up and I will offer you something that is for everybody. You know what I mean? Because I've built my business. I'm just going, you guys. I'm just keep going because I see you still here. I've built my business on a high-end consulting and coaching model. And I've done really, really well. And now, you guys, I am going through complete pivot. This is great. This is fine. I know this path. And my path is a teacher, you guys. And a teacher who shares these teachings with everybody. Everybody. Not just with this one group, but with everybody. So I'm being called to really become, to build these different channels where my teachings can go to a bigger and bigger part of this world. I will be working less and less one-on-one with people. Even though I love it, it gives me deep satisfaction, but you guys, I feel the call to raise up and to serve bigger and bigger group. And I will make it more and more accessible, more and more in service of spirit, in service to you. This is where my heart is, you guys. I don't know how it's all gonna look. It comes through these flashes of insights. And the only way I can bring it, you guys, if I'm being transparent with the process. That's where I'm saying, when whatever strategy that you use that helped you get where you're at right now, the next leap of leadership will require you to leave it behind. Leave it behind and listen deeply. That's why I say my wisdom is in deepest listening. Listen where your spirit redirects you and trust that and trust that and trust that. So you guys, my intention is to really focus on more on local events, make it more open to public, make it a collaboration. I have these powerful allies coming into my life. I'm going to honor Haim. I'm going to honor Yvonne. I'm going to honor Marcy Locke. I'm going to honor these powerhouse women that walked in my life in the spirit of collaboration. Collaboration, you guys. So I'm opening myself to these co-creation with other leaders. It's not my brand anymore. It's not my voice anymore. It's us. Collective leadership, collective wealth, collective prosperity. I'm obsessed with cryptocurrency, you guys, right now. Who else loves cryptocurrency? Message me, send to me, you guys. I've been obsessed. I see this is the vision. This is where we're going. This is how we can prosper, all of us, you guys. where your gifts are valuable in the marketplace. Your voice matters. You can prosper, right? And that's why I feel this collectively, you guys, that we're being called to rise up and to share generously, you know, not to hoard anything. Share your truth, share your wealth, share your resources. The more you share, the more it comes back to you, guys. The more it comes back to you. How good it feels to be so transparent with you guys. You know, and the moment I owned my redirection when it comes to Kauai retreat, you guys, the moment I owned it, all my stress went away. All my stress went away. I started feeling so good again, you know, so good, because sometimes you can be so attached to the vision, you can squish it, you know. It's like calling in your beloved. I know I'm all over the place, but that's the power of the transmission, you guys. It's like calling in your beloved. Your beloved can be under your nose, but if you have that 50-page list of how they should look, what they should earn, how they should act around you, you miss them every day. They're right under your nose. You miss them. The same thing with your purpose, the same thing with your clients, the same thing with your leadership. It's under your nose, right? If you're too attached, you're squishing it. But if you come from the place of innocence, you know, you guys, I'm on my knees every day. I pray. I start my day, say, Spirit, teach me to keep innocence in my heart. Teach me to see every person as divine. May I come from the place of service. Service, you guys. Purity of the heart. And transparency is the way, my darlings. I don't know any other way. You know, I don't want you to see this just, here's Katerina on the mountaintop. That's just old paradigm. It can't survive. I want to take you with me through the valley, through the rain, through the dirt, through the dust. And when we reach that mountaintop together, it's so much sweeter. It's so much sweeter. That's what I stand for in leadership. Transparency. What a beautiful word. And ultimately, my darlings, transparency is such a beautiful state. It's a divine state. Ultimately, kind of the ultimate manifestation of transparency, when your awareness becomes so pure, you become a mirror of consciousness. So whatever consciousness intends to reflect through you, you become that. You don't judge your experience as good or bad. You develop wisdom to see whatever you judge bad actually is the biggest gift that you got. But you can't see it if you're attached. Transparency is a mirror. So where will you be transparent today? Nothing to hide, nothing to prove. Only love is real. And like A Course in Miracles says, nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. This is the mantra that I chant whenever I'm being given initiation deep into my soul. And finally, I wanted to wrap up, you guys, on this one thing, is that what helps me trust is this trust in my gifts. You know, I think right now the world needs transparent leaders. You will always have opportunity for service if you lead through the heart. And the universe, the whole, always looks for the clear channel that is available for service. Don't ever doubt that. You can trust your gifts. You can trust your gifts. You have this unique gift that only you have. You have this energetic blueprint, your DNA, wired only like it's yours, right? You can trust your gifts. You can trust your heart. Lead with that. I love you guys with all my heart, with all my heart. So if you wanted to come to Kauai in October and you felt disappointment that you couldn't come, you see how things work out? You can come in February. And you guys, I will actually do the early bird action. You can save up to $1,000 if you want to join early. I'm going to make it affordable. I'm going to make it very amazing if life supports it. Let me remember that. If life supports it, you guys. If it's meant to happen, it will be in February. If not, I will just have to release that vision and trust that the lesson was in getting so close to it and letting it go. Sometimes that's the gift. All right, you guys. But I always think is heal the world. Let me see you guys. I love you so much. I love you so much, my darlings. Yeah. Elaine says that was me. And then Anne was asking me a quick question I'm going to answer you guys is, how do you deal with a disaster, or, you know, how do you deal with loss? Do you only rely on spirit? And yes, that's all I rely is on spirit. And also what helps me to remember is to remember that this experience is the divine play of consciousness. So once again, being the sixth line, being this teacher, that is the role of my path. I often get this kind of the whole picture. And the whole picture, you guys, is this is the divine play. This is the experiment of consciousness, right? So don't take anything of it, don't take any of it seriously. Lighten up. Enlightenment is to lighten up. This is the consciousness have an experiment with itself. So what you see me, and the reason you're drawn to me right now and drawn to this message is because your consciousness registers the truth, right? You may not fully agree or understand or comprehend or whatnot, but your consciousness registers truth in transmission is because you see you in me. So it's all giant experiment. We're all learning. We're all here to evolve. Changes for evolution. So what helps me, no matter what's happening, is to remember there is no such a thing as rock bottom, you guys. It's an illusion of the mind. So if you went through massive loss and you feel like you are at the rock bottom, I'm here to testify. Look back at your life, at the most extreme times of your life, you guys. I've been through extreme times. I've been on the street, no food, no money, no connections, in a foreign country where I was on this trip back in Russia, and I had to have a visa to go back to my school country, and I was left on a train station. I was only 18 years old, no visa, no money, of course, no credit cards. A young girl at 11 p.m. on the train station in St. Petersburg by myself. Guys, I've been through extreme shit in my life. And what I've realized is that there is no rock bottom. It's an illusion of the mind. So sometimes you will be required to go to that place of deep descent to realize the illusion of the mind. That this grace will step into your life. When you feel like you are falling deeper and deeper, grace will step in. So always call in grace. That's why my kitten name is Grace. You can invoke grace. Invoke grace into your life, my darlings. And how do you invoke grace? By living purely, by really just walking your truth, being true to who you are. Every time you pour yourself in a selfless service to another, you raise the frequency of your aura. You fill up your bank account, grace bank account. Invisible hands will support you. Life brought you here. You didn't bring yourself here. Life brought you. Life will support you. Life will redirect you when it's needed. Life will teach you these lessons when it's needed. You can always count on grace, my darlings. Let's unite our energy together. Again, I invite you to find the place in your heart. Just gonna take 30 seconds for that. Find a place in your heart where you feel Find the place in your heart where your 5-year-old lives. Inner child. Where is your inner child? Can you picture yourself at 5 years old? Through intention. Picture yourself. I had that boyish haircut. I looked like a boy, you guys. I was an ugly duckling when I was little. You may not believe it, but it was true. So here I am, 5-year-old boyish haircut. Imagine yourself, 5-year-old. And look at your inner child's eyes with love and acceptance. And tell your inner child, it's okay. Help is on the way. You're gonna be okay, I'll protect you. We are in for a big adventure. Give a hug to your inner child. Squeeze them tightly. And come back. I got this very clear directive from my spirit to spend 5 minutes a day with my inner child, you guys. And that's the process that I do. I imagine myself at 5 years old. And I spend quality time with that part of me that is innocent and pure and virtuous. And you'll see how softer you become and how much real this journey becomes for you. Because when you begin to parent yourself, you stop looking for that parenting from others. You can do it for yourself. I love you very much. If you resonate with this transmission, you guys, let me know. I know some of you joined later. It's all divine timing. It's all divine timing. Please share my videos, you guys. I deep appreciation when you share, because we can share the transmission with people. You never know how deeply they can support somebody. We're all angels to each other. So share, and I love you guys. Thank you for holding beautiful space for my transparency. And together we are stronger. Together we rise like phoenixes from different ashes. And transparency is the way. I love you very much. Bless you. Thank you for receiving me so deeply today. I honor you, and I have this love for you.